So what's up, guys? It's Ben Eamon here, and I know you guys are used to seeing Eddie, and I'm one of Eddie's friends. I'm on his team actually, and most of these videos are actually trade binder videos, I believe. But today I figured I'd switch it up and do a deck profile of my Evilswarms that I've been running lately. They've been playing pretty well, so yeah, I'll just get right into it. So I run 2 rabbit staple, 3 caster. 3 heliotrope, that's all standard. Right now, I'm trying out 2 Kirkion. I'm pretty sure I'm going to switch back to 3, but I just want to try it for a little bit just to see how it looked. So I'm running 2 Kirkion, but I was probably going to switch back to 3. Then I run 2 Mandragora, and I like it at 2. I might try 3, but that's a big maybe. Probably going to stay at 2. And then 1 Thunderbird. This is definitely staying at 1. I know a lot of people do like to run more than 1, but it's just flat out too slow. I mean, it's good. That's sort of like Rescue Rabbit, but you also have to chain a card, and it's just too slow. I'd rather draw any one of these other Evilswarms other than him. He's just another target for Kirkion, really. And if I'm playing a rogue deck or something, he might come in handy. But other than that, I mean, he's just too slow. Good card, but just too slow this format. So then for hand traps, I run 2 Veiler. Probably gonna stay at 2. I like it at 2, and then 3 Maxi. Now with the new idea of spell books, since they're only running 2 or less, even maybe sometimes 0 High Priestesses, this has helped out the spellbook deck a lot. So they're becoming more and more popular. This might get bumped down to 2 because just Dragon Rulers aren't just the main deck anymore. It's not only Dragon Rulers I have to worry about, and spellbooks just simply don't special summon enough. At best, Maxi's a 1-for-1. So yeah, so that's probably gonna get bumped down to 2. That would be the 3rd Kirkion right there. So yeah. So that's it. That's it for the monsters. On to the spells. I run 3 Pandemic. I've tried to do not run 2. This is terrible. It's terrible if you run 2. You have to run 3. I don't care what anybody says, you have to run 3, because there are so many times when you want to have that 3rd one and it's not searchable in your deck and it just kills you. I've lost so many games when I was testing with just 2. I lost so many games because I didn't have the 3rd one. So run 3. Then I run instead of safe zones, I run 2 Forbidden Dress. I like Forbidden Dress, especially because of its stun capability. I can damage step, I can put some down 600 and run over it. So that's good. I do like Safe Zone though. Either way is fine. When Master Key Beetle comes out though, you guys should look into that if you think about playing Evilswarms. Master Key Beetle, when it comes out, definitely switch. I would definitely switch to the Safe Zone version. And more about that maybe later. But for right now, Dress is good. I like Dress a little bit better. But when Master Key Beetle comes out, definitely I'm switching to the Safe Zone version. Then I run 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Rhoda, 1 Dark Hole. A lot of people don't run Dark Hole anymore. I don't understand why. I mean, I understand the reasoning behind it, but it's such a good card. I mean, how can you not say not to run Dark Hole? You have to run Dark Hole. And then I run 1 Reborn staple, and then 1 Book of Moon. I would only run this in a few decks. I would not run this in E-Drags. The only decks really not right now I'd run this in if your deck is based off flipping things down, like maybe like Gear Gia or something. But for the main decks, the only decks I would not run in Dragon Rulers. I'd run it in Evilswarm because you can get over the Dragosack with Ophion. And then I'd run it in Prophecy because you get the extra spell counter, but you don't have to run in Prophecy, that's just maybe. And then I'm teching 1 Mind Control. Now, a lot of people disagree with me about Mind Control. My reasoning behind it is that if you're in the mirror, it's an amazing card. And if your opponent goes Dragosack, then you're taking their card. And a lot of people don't know this, but you can just flat out tribute Dragosack to destroy a card. So you'll take their Dragossack effect, get the 2 tokens, then use Dragossack's effect to tribute itself to destroy another card on the field. So you're going plus hardcore on that play. So it's good for against dragons or any exceed that they go into. Like they go on to go if they go big eye, you can make them pay for it. So yeah, I mean it. And then also if you're ever since this deck exceeds a lot. If you're playing a level 4 base deck, like maybe a rogue fire fist or maybe um Infernities, that's good against them too. So I like mind control. I'm probably gonna keep it in, but I mean I can see why people don't play it, but I like it. So that's it for the spells. So now onto the traps. I run 2 bottomless. Uh, Now bottomless. This is the definite change. These are going to 2 compulsories. I'll tell you why. Because basically when you go bottomless, there's especially against the dragon rulers, they don't really care because if you bottomless, they can just special summon the card back, and they can just go into another one. Um, so in that way, bottomless and compulse are basically even. And then especially if they go into if you compulse their dragon, it can actually hurt them a little bit because if it's in the grave, it's the same. But if it's banished, they get another search. So that kind of sucks. And also, if there's also against spell books, if they wisdom, then it just it doesn't really matter. So I do like compulse over the bottomlesses. So I'm definitely gonna change these to double compulse instead. So yeah, then you run 2 torrentials, staple in Evilswarm because you have the triple pandemic. So when you torrential, you just save your monster. So if they overextend and they can't protect themselves, just torrential. Or you can go pretty. You can make your opponent minus. Or if they have a monster you can't get rid of, you just normal torrential pandemic. And yeah. So now taking 2 memory loss. Now this card, this is the main reason I made this video. Memory loss. So a lot of you guys won't know what it does. Basically, I'll read it to you. When a face-up attack position monster your opponent controls just activated an effect, negate that effect, and if you do, change that monster to face-up defense position. So a lot of people think like, oh, well, it's just a 1-turn Fiendish Chain. Why is it, it's worse than Fiendish Chain. So the key to this card is the changing to defense position. And that might not seem like a lot, but when you play a lot of decks that exceed, like they go Dragossack, which is I play against a lot of E-Drags, so the main thing I'm worried about is the Dragossack. Is that the Dragossack is 2600 and Ophion is 2550, which is it really sucks, like a lot. But when you have this set, they activate Dragossack effect to get 2 tokens. You memory loss it, no tokens, so it can be destroyed, and then it switches to defense, which basically means that you can still go Ophion, which kills the E-Drag deck, and safely attack over Dragossack. Because if Dragossack's still in attack position, you can't really do anything about it. Because unless you have, if you have a dress or something, or you can, you can get Ophion and, Torrential, then Pandemic or whatever, but you're wasting a lot of cards to get over that. So the reason I like Memory Loss is because it's just like Fiendish Chain. It's basically like the poor man's breakthrough skill, if you sort of know what I mean. But it has one advantage over Fiendish Chain and breakthrough skill, that it changes its defense. That is the reason this card is good. If this card didn't change its defense, it'd be a terrible card. But it'd be a trap Veiler. So not that good. But the change of defense position effect helps you so much, and I do like it at 2. I might switch it to 1 to put in another card, maybe a 3rd Mandragora or something. But I really do like it at 2. Actually, Gabe from Team SDC first told me about this card. I had heard of it, and I was thinking about using it, and then once I saw him use it, I was like, oh, I definitely got to use this. So yeah, check out Gabe from Team SDC. He's got his YouTube channel. Just search Team SDC on YouTube. So yeah, 2 memory loss. Then I run the 1 infection, very good card. One thing people don't know about this card is that it says once per turn, but when you activate the card, you can chain it. You can basically boost its once per turn effect to spell speed 2. Basically, so you can, if you attack into a mirror force with like a caster, you can chain infection and chain the effect to the activation of infection, so that its effect becomes spell speed 2 just for that one time. Switch it back to the deck and add your card back. So you can bounce a card from your field that's about to be destroyed and return it back to the deck, which is really cool, since you don't they waste their back row and you still have this card, and you get to add the card back to your hand. So yeah, I run just one infection. I do main deck 1 Eradicator because a lot of decks, like Spellbooks, is really good against. A lot of people know that. I mean, that's pretty obvious. But like other things, like also in the mirror, you wouldn't think it, but since you run so many traps, it's just like that can kill you. Or you can call spells if you want to get rid of all their pandemics. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty good in the mirror. The only matchup it's not good against is E-Dragons, but you already have a pretty good E-Dragon matchup because of Ophion. So yeah. So Eradicator's good. Then I do main deck 1 XYZ Reborn. I love this card because basically it's just a troll card. I mean it's really good, but it's so funny when you get it off, because they'll try to special summon, like the reveal Megalo, or if they're playing water, you chain XYZ Reborn, they ditch 2, they get no special summon, and they go minus. It's really funny. But this is a good card. The only downside is that you only get 1 material, so that you can't detach if you want to keep Ophion's effect. And one funny story about it is, I actually, opponent had 700 life points left. I go Cowboy, he warnings, I XYZ Reborn, Cowboy back, and detach, and burn him for 800 per game. So yeah, this video's getting pretty long, so I'm going to go through this. And then last 2 traps are just warning and judgment, pretty obvious. Now extra deck is not complete, and also if you guys have any critiques on the deck or anything, any ideas for the last couple extra deck spaces, I'm open to it. So I'm running 2 Ophion. I might run a 3rd one. I'm not sure. I do like the 3rd one capability because you don't really need it, but it's always good to have, because you never know when you need a 3rd one. And then you run 1 Bahamut just for it's very situational, but you do get it off. 1 Nightmare. This is the king. I repeat, the king of the mirror match, because they have to exceed to get over it. Basically, it has 1950 defense, so they have to get over it. So yeah. And then I run 1 Dweller, 1 Chain, 1 Emerald, 1 Maestroke, 1 Diamond Dyer, 1 Cowboy, 1 Utopia. This might come out. I don't really like Utopia as a card. It's just not that good. Especially this format, when people are just destroying cards instead of just having to attack over them. And especially when they can swarm the field like E-Drags and just attack twice and do it. So yeah. And then Gemnite Pearl for any cards that you can't get over, and when you can special summon it back with Emerald. That's a pretty cool play. And Shockmaster. So yeah, I mean Shockmaster. So I believe that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 13. So I have 2 spots left. Comment below what you guys think the last 2 spots should be. The side deck is not finished right now because I'm still deciding. So I want to finish that before I show it to you guys. But yeah, this is Ben, and signing off.